Okay, so the action on radio is what I give to you anytime you see me sitting like this here on Sammy Flex TV. And because I know sometimes you are so busy during the day, you don't even get time to listen to what we do on radio, I have introduced this particular segment called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. Here what I do is whatever we did on Zylofon 102.1 FM on a special program called Showbiz Agenda, I give you all the highlights. I know you might not have time to listen to all the 3-hour program, so what I do is I come down, call my team, and we say that people would want to hear this, they want to see this. We piece them together for you to enjoy. It is called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. So today's episode is going to give you one of such, taken from Zylofon FM's Showbiz Agenda. All that you have to do is to sit, relax, enjoy, and still get the moment just as it was live on radio. I did this with my team led by Digital Rasta Currency, Richie Flex, Ya Lapiji, Nana Reagan, and Team Dodo Solomon, aka Chamo, and MC Berima as well. Now you have to relax, and anytime you want to know what is happening on Zylofon FM, this is what you have to do. Subscribe to this channel, Sammy Flex TV, get all the updates, and even if you're not able to listen to what we do on radio, you get a chance to watch it here on Sammy Flex TV later. Enjoy the moment, and you can always share your comments with us here on the show. Enjoy, and let's do more. We out.
Ani eyanokre wapomudin hu hia enunti ne ho ahohia sa wobehwe wo husu yi wo brano ne mra mu odin ameto wo mpofri. Now permit me to introduce you to Green Select Glucometer. Green Select Glucometer from Costless Ventures. Sa fidie kito ya etimi mpo ehwe obotomi eboa ma wo sugar level abribia. Wona wo diabetes anayare ahodo a emma wo sugar level esote wo brano no. Sa fidie be bo nka ye baby bia wo bia no wada wo so akohu doctor ntem na wo mo dry betimi ma blood sugar no aye pepepe. With Green Select Blood Glucose Monitoring System, you get your test results in 5 seconds. Annual 5 seconds per now results are ready, and it's suitable for persons of all age. Nane boso die, Call Costless Ventures now on 0205-915-315. Or fry a betcha we are officer Ben Wagana Fine Baby and only one dija. Green Select Glucometer, the best. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA. Good morning, Mr. Clark.
Morning.
Big man, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Chief?
We are doing very fine here at Zylofon FM. My producer wanted you in the studio, but I hear you are so hot these days. Meetings upon meetings, so you couldn't make it. I understand.
Charlie, it's not my fault. Around this time there, Charlie.
I know.
A lot of things on the table that we have to work on.
I know.
We get to be everywhere. And sometimes the travel time, and, people are coming to the office if already scheduled meeting. It's difficult to. But Charlie, we thank God for technology.
Nice one. We can always use it. Is the calendar the same for this year's VGMAs? Knowing that the main event is likely to happen around April or May, is it the same?
Let's just say that at the moment the projection is around May, maybe towards the ending of May. But we all know what is happening in Ghana. You can't tell. Today, this, tomorrow, that COVID is messing up with our predictions. So let's just say that we have a prediction, or we have a projection for now, but depending on whatever happens, we may adjust accordingly.
But for now, May is what is the tentative plan, yeah?
Exactly.
Nice one. We are also observing and we are following. Now, the good news that I can consider, especially for fans of SM as well as Beam, is the fact that the board has lifted the ban on both Shatta, Wale and Stonebwoy. And this morning, we also want to know, how was the process done? How did they arrive on that decision that from today, Shatta, Wale, Stonebwoy can now be back on the VGMA?
So I think for the board, it was just it was a decision that they made because they thought it had served its purpose. And I know you are going to ask me what purpose is that.
I might not ask you. I might not ask.
Okay. So they said it served its purpose. And, they thought they should just lift the ban off. You know, so yeah, it was a board decision they made.
So can the purpose be that it was a sort of a punishment to these guys, and now they think they've punished them enough?
I think that there are two things that stand out. The first one is that they just wanted to. The first one is the fact that they want to make it clear that the scheme does not condone or support any form of brawl of this nature. And then the second one is the fact that they also wanted to be a deterrent to anybody within the scheme space or within the who's got any form of interaction to do with the scheme, that things of this nature should not happen. So basically, this is the position of the board.
Oh, okay. So this actually
based on these, they thought, you know, they should take the ban off.
I see. Now, I also know that there is also an impending court case. So now that they have been admitted back into the scheme, what happens to the court case? Has the case been withdrawn from the courts?
Okay, so the court case is not a Charterhouse case, so to say. Because it's in court, I can't say much about it, but it's not like Charterhouse is responsible for taking the case to court.
Okay.
So those are things that we ourselves we need to also learn a little bit about to understand how it's going to go. But it is not like Charterhouse took the case to court.
Oh, so what it means is that, I think this is also a good education. What it means is that with the case in court concerning their brawl at the VGMAs, Charterhouse knows nothing about its appearance in court. It is the state against them.
It's actually the state against them, and Charterhouse is more or less like a witness. Oh, because we organize the events. So it's not like we took them to court. We were required to be there to give a report.
Oh, okay. I get that point too. Now, the next question will be whether the guys have been informed or maybe pre-informed, because I heard there was a discussion on this particular issue on Hits FM with you, and after Shatta Wale was called on another radio, I think on Peace FM, where he said he should be pre-informed or he should be told before the discussion comes out. And maybe you might have heard, I don't know how the release of the statement from your firm and the people involved, were they told before the release came out?
Okay, so the best line is that the board, they have done their bit. They put a ban, they've lifted off the ban. They have done their bit, that's it. Part of the process that we were using was to meet them. And when I say we are not even referring to the board. Okay. This is Charterhouse meeting them and stuff like that. Yeah. So those engagements are still ongoing. But the board, they've done their bits. They are done. They are closed. So this is how they've chosen to operate.
Okay. So this letter, was it also served to them? Because I know they have offices as artists. Was this letter served to them individually beyond it coming to the public space where the media could also use it?
Okay, so like I'm saying, the board is not dealing with them directly. They have done their bits. You understand? So I can't speak to those elements.
But when you say the board is not dealing with them directly, I'm kind of confused, because they are the people involved. Without them, there is no need for this press statement. So when
so what I'm saying is this: Charterhouse, we are the ones engaging the people. So, and like I said, we are still in the process. We are still doing the back and forth. We are not. It's not finished. You understand? But the board, they have done their bits.
No, you see, I'm asking this question because of Shatta's response to this letter, where he said that he's not been told and he's not aware of it. That's why I'm asking that. How
I understand you. All I'm saying is, you know, like there are responses from different places. Somebody says this, somebody says that. I hear, But the baseline is, okay, let me put it this way. I don't want it to be like, oh, you said this and then you said no. We are in engagement. Shatta House is engaging them. We've reached out to their camps and stuff like that. We started that conversation before this press release came out. Okay. We haven't finished. So the engagement there, it was initiated before the press release came out. Okay. So, but we haven't finished. It's a process. So I can't say much about it because everything I say is incomplete. But just to let you know, the engagement has already been initiated.
Is the engagement looking positive? Does it look like the gentlemen are likely to come back, or it is now their time to also show off a little bit?
Let's just finish. Let's finish our engagement. Once we are done, I'm sure you certainly know. You're at a position where nothing juicy in the industry escapes your ears. I know. I'm sure you will hear.
So should they say no? What will be the position of Shatta House?
Oh, if they say no, I mean, clearly, obviously, nobody organizes an award scheme meant for an industry where they are looking for heavy inclusiveness and would want to see people of this particular stage are not being a part of it. So it goes without saying that we will not be 100% happy. But still, if they say that they don't want to be part of it, we'll have to let the show go on. I mean, there have been a couple of years that some of them were not part of, but we had to focus on the majority of the people who are part of the scheme and let the show go on. But again, like I'm saying, nobody would organize a program of this nature, a scheme of this nature, and not want the players in the industry to be a part. I mean, not to be a part of it, regardless of their weight. How much more somebody with heavyweight?
Now, because you said if they refuse, then maybe the organizers will be unhappy about it. Then I'm finding out the years that they were not part of it, was something missing in the scheme, knowing that two of our heavyweights were not part of it. As people on the board, as people who do the running around, was something missing? Was something taken out of the scheme?
They were the ones who were out. And that was something.
Oh, okay. So anytime they go out, something goes out which isn't good for the scheme, I guess.
Okay, so let me just, I always want to separate my conversations from the board. So, so like I'm saying, so leave the board out of this. With respect to us, we at Shatta House, even after the brawl, we placed the two artists on the show we did in Nungwa. The two artists, the two of them, they were on. So we this is our industry, this is our world. So we engage every day back and forth and stuff like that. And so for as long as possible, you would always want to be able to have full inclusion, and maintain positivity. So if somebody, for any reason, even if we have issues with artists, if we don't like it, okay, so any form of anything that doesn't go well for any of our activities, we are not happy with it, so to say. So it is something that we try to work on, so that at the end of the day we are able to come to an understanding and be on the same page. So with that said, you can imagine that the same thing applies for this game. For us.
It is our prayer that they will surely accept this invitation to be part of this year's scheme, because like you said, it is an industry thing and we want everybody to be part of it. But then another thing that also begs for an answer is the release time or release date of this presser. Some people really had this notion that, oh, why should VGMA or Shatta House release this particular presser on the same day 3 Music Awards was also preparing to release their nominations? And I'm asking, have you also gotten some of these responses from people?
Oh, no, not really. We don't have. I don't think that is. I mean, entertainment news, when you're discussing entertainment, you have several things you always discuss. And I think most people even discussed the ban of the week before. So the press release that came out hasn't got anything to do with what do you call it? The 3 music engagements.
Yeah. But before the release of the presser, did you also know that they were about doing their unveiling of their nominees? Did your office know, or maybe it was a coincidence?
Okay, so again, this is board. So the board, they have their meetings on Thursdays. So that's the board. So when they finish their meeting on Thursday, the information comes out on Friday. Right? So that is how it happened. So that's what I'm saying. It's got nothing to do with 3 music.
Oh, I see. Now, beyond this presser that was put out by your firm, are there going to maybe another activity to still talk about the inclusion of Shatta and Stonebwoy, or this is it? The next thing we will see is the release of maybe nominations for this year's VGMAs.
I will have to. There are a few things that are supposed to be cleared, or some engagement that's supposed to happen, but the format in which it's going to happen, I can't really say for now, because some of the things are still being reviewed, so to say, before eventually it's done. Some of the things are thinking of combining them. Some of the things are so it's just a few things that need to be done in terms of deliberations from our side. So I can't really say for now, but I would say is that once we are ready, you would be in the know.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Robert Clark, for talking to us. And we are always looking out for the VGMAs. We want to see you guys grow even bigger so that the industry can also benefit from the scheme. Bless you for talking to us. Let's do this some other time, bro.
I hear you, sir, Chief. All the best. Have a good day.
Okay. That was the PRO, better still the spokesperson for Shatta House and their Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. You heard it from him, what he is doing for the re-invitation of Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale. Okay, so is there anything you observed in the conversation that you want to comment on? Bibi,
no, Bibi, I can't. I am the summer from.
Okay,
but as a summer,
process na omukumuno. Do you think it would make the artist okay to willingly grab the invitation? Because he said something, say, I was asking whether they have reached out to the 2 people involved and said, oh, as much as the issue is out, they will know. And I said, no, it is about them.
Yeah,
we are just to use the information as media people, as general public. But those who are concerned are the 2 guys. And as a more din komo kakras and komo kakras.
As it stands, 2 people in Swanka say omanya like invitation BIA. Me feel say the best thing has to be say someone omakasa even before everything comes out. Say ne boys no chiromo kakra de sent ase bem because obi a be person obekere say as say odimi buo ene ni die mame, and as much as here beti ase say as say artist no e di obuo ni ene die ema organization no the same way as organization so di obuo ni ene die no, and so my artists no. So I believe say if both parties really put respect in between them, na friction be and shut but too much, sir.
And to feel say omon koso nyani say ya ana omon frame rantia no e bia press conference
ni kwa omon frame rantia no omon ni rantia ni na ye press conference omon frame no omon ni omon kasa omon abo Tom Yemua, no mama who say a pasia press conference. So,
not Stonebwoy, Tiana Shatta,
Tiana Mutin
VGMA board, Tia, Shatta House 40.
But Oceania Aquana, I had to say, Aquala, why Niana, ne papa Tiano, papa who says the same friend, not all friend, no unya yanko, and Cacolane Bano, no kita crama and hobrassier, but Aqualane still like it a lion and hobrassier. Until night to say, still our friend in Bubi. One lie no, but side game way no. Uti achira odu wani bubu geji abe huni ya eko, but ebe fe said ya mekanya no mutu ne de obu betu mfimfini. Nti se webu we na webu we amejini se basabi abeko.
Okay, Facebook data is trying to connect to the camps of Shatta, Wale, and Stonebwoy, because ever since the release came out, we've not heard what their feedback is. We've not heard their responses. They have not even made any comment on it, not even a reaction on it. What does it mean? Does it mean they've not seen it? Does it mean they are still not interested? All right, so Facebook data is still knocking at their doors. When he gets them, we put them on the line to get some latest information from them as well. Mr. Che,
Mr. Ba,
after Mr. Class vibe, is there anything you picked?
Yes, but I was expecting him to clear some. I don't know. I think it has got to do with whether the case is still in court.
Oh, we talked about it.
Ubisano.
Kobiche, you were not listening. You were not listening. Ayati. Ose.
Kolane B school.
Kobiche, ayati. Okay, so let me inform you on what he said. He said the court case is not their thing. It is not
any board.
No. It's not even
the state.
The state.
Yeah. Okay.
So
okay. Now, in Chabana, this Stonebwoy is Shatta.
And so much country to normal contokwa. A public disturbance. A law against the rules of the land. Into Osuko Fesi Sahinji.
But is that education out there? Because as a Obianim say a Chatta house for and
oh,
internet, I'm sure say I'm say no. And I mean Stonebwoy and then the fans now office so if the VGMA was at least I'll say it's me and internet the fans like so let's boycott it and pay. I'm sure Senka discussion by Senka government and state and a trauma song like we will be having this conversation.
But that one it is up to you to know. It is not Chatta House to force it on you. It is up to you to know. So, for instance,
so we as media people, were you able? I mean, were we able to discuss it?
Of course.
Say a ban and Chatta House and
I think even in the early stages, this was made known to the public that they have been arrested on the ticket of the disturbance they caused there.
So Chatta House has nothing to do with it.
They are a witness. Chatta House is a witness to the case.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
I get it.
Quite saying Kofu baby din semu na men kan obi ne as Sammy Flex na host show no. Enti bra na be chen yam passe tili. E bra no ne original channel ka no de sa wonani. Dem ka de sa wonani. That is how it is, Mr. J.
Okay. Now, the said your kind, I mean, as somebody, it was good, say, a deterrent to the others because these are two big giants in the industry, so it was good it happened. Now, in the crack, said the under your kind, almost so Shatta Stone, whatever they did, in a way, it also affected the whole award scheme, and the world was watching, and so. It gave some pictures say in the industry and I had to say. But fast forward, we are coming back to solving the issue. So I'll plead both parties. They should find a very fine tune how much we are discussing this issue because if they come back and I like what he said, Ubi San say last year of course that'll be homo. What I say because Shatta fans, if they are voting, look at the money they will bring.
Why is it any time we talk about the inclusion, people think about voting? Maybe before voting might not be the issue. Voting might not be their worry. The voting, as a matter of fact, doesn't contribute much like that, bro. But to be very honest, this awards voting.
Apart from voting,
it is not much.
Apart from voting, you and I know say it is business.
Yes. No, you can talk about the business maybe from other angles. The business from other angles in the sense that if Shatta is part of it, if Stonebwoy is part of it, maybe using their brands to lobby for something.
Exactly.
But the voting itself, I'm not sure that is their bother. Like Shatta is not.
But 50 pesos, cool. Last 2 years and I see where he Stone say 15,000.
Oh, 50 also be man 50,000 po.
International markets are voting in first camera. It's really a channel 2K cross is here on the other way.
I see.
International voting in there. I mean, Kaka at least coins be Chatta which mean I thought prepaid. What I say? Internal, I think so they should really find a way. They said they are kind. If on a press conference, now Shatta to your Stone to your VGMA, no more to me. I think so will also bring another light to the whole award scheme because a young female, honestly, if they bring them back, I will really spice the whole thing up again.
See, all right, thank you so much, Kobiche. Yes, Chris. Let me listen to you, big man.
Okay, so the Aduna Koye say, Mihuni say, Shatta, Stonebwoy, or money or more fans, this is how they feel. They feel say, as a muyi ye free muno, who say you did lack in some things. That is why you are inviting us back. But even when it got to the time, say more Freya back, no medium almost had they Freya, no. In some way, I say like there is no respect in it. In some way, that is how I see it. Say at least whatever they did, you punish your movie. Omu case no court already. I don't know whether it's still there, but like Omu case no court already. So like since they are going through such punishment, at least we need to honor them. Amaya bonin every do, but like if we are calling them back, it should be with honor because like they are part of the biggest artists in the country. What's the mention? I say, ain't a situation whereby I say like Abia offer na onimu because when you ask him about it, me I think say he doesn't know whether like he didn't know whether the board has gotten into contact with them or not. From the answer of them, I mean that's how I feel. So like
well, he said there has been some kind of negotiations earlier, so even before the announcement came out. But he wasn't solid on what negotiations really was.
That's why I'm saying, say, man, I don't know if it's true, but me, from what I pick from it, and I think say he doesn't really know about that part. So because if there was negotiations, I think say Anka Omube who say, oh, the people, the mind they say them will come on board before they will bring out or more a statement, and then you hear from Shatta and in the team, and then Stonebwoy in the team. Me watch what they mention. Say the sense yante from Omohono. I think say at least respect Omohuni say like in a way. Mogu ya bone ana bone na moye mo twen yaso aso twen no bu yanim ase in a way. But more freya as at least nka mo share ni munyam kakra because friend na mo freya no in other sense say be bless mo program mo be no. So that is it.
Okay, Tilly, let me wrap up with you on this one. Jata, any news from Shatta and Stonebwoy's camp?
I think I had the privilege of talking to Mr. Clark, the one we just spoke to. I had an interview soon as there were hints that the ban could be lifted. No hints. Even before the ban was lifted, I had an interview with him trying to find out what really it entails. Was it finalized or not? So according to him, I asked him that some of the response Shatta Wale has given, once Shatta Wale no some reactions, he even made certain tweets that them banned him twice and now he's soaring like the phoenix and all. So I asked him if such reactions could actually change the outcome of the decision they were going to make, whether or not to lift the ban. And then he was like, no, it wasn't going to affect any decision because the board was going to, still decide on whatever they were going to do. Now, my question is, the year 2020, Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy were still banned, right?
Yeah.
So, my question now is, their songs in 2020, are they going to be eligible now, or now that the ban has been lifted, their songs are eligible? The ones that are coming are the ones that...
No. It was their inclusion that was banned.
Okay.
But not their songs. So if they have been invited back into the scheme for 2021, it means they can now go back and use their 2020 calendar year for their nominations.
Okay, but...
that one is as simple as that.
So it wasn't... So does that mean that it wasn't... because I know there was also a conversation where their songs were played on the night and there was a big deal in Ghana say free moon, but you played our songs.
It wasn't a big deal. Who said it?
I was here.
It wasn't. Wait. It wasn't a big deal because anytime there is an event, you have the right to play any song you want.
Okay.
Anytime you're having an event, you have that authority or right to play any song at all because you paid Gamru.
Okay.
Or you will pay Gamru for that event. Okay. And because the artist takes royalties from Gamru, when you play their song, there is no big deal. In fact, yes, I understand where you are coming from. It was the fans, mostly the fans, who said, but you've banned us, so why did you play our songs? It wasn't a crime.
Okay. So now another question is, why were there also conversations of people who were included in the award scheme, but then their features with them? most of them, or either all of them, were snubbed. So does that mean that if it's just their physical inclusion in the award scheme now, am I a snobby? Why are those supposed to their song? Because that one too is their songs.
It was the brands.
Okay.
It was the brands. The brands have been banned from the scheme. So there is no way their names will appear in any nomination list.
Okay, now
because if you bring their names to any nomination list, it means that they have not been banned.
So the year 2020, the ban was still on. The ban is lifted in 2021.
Yes.
So I'm thinking the time that the ban was on them, 2020 now. Say last year occasion, it was done in 2020, right?
Yeah.
So that time, I'm thinking it will be from this year's scheme now. I mean 2022 scheme now. Even who say in 2021 no. And a woman who say okay, the ban took effect from this time to this time. But that's another thing they can answer. And I'm also saying that when the ban was in effect, or the whole issue about the ban, there was this conversation the woman was peddling that we should focus on the other artists who have done equally well in the space, because they also deserve the accolades and the recognition, instead of us swaying all the attention from all these people who have done well, especially someone like a Sarkodie who had won Artist of the Decade and all, but the conversation was centered around these people. Now here we are with the PRO who is saying that there was some form of lack because the players, which is Stonebwoy and Shatta, was not part. For me, it's contradictory. You could say some of the key players were not part, but to say some of the players, because all these other artists are players and they were on it, most of it were on it. So if you make me feel like the scheme is good enough, or I'm good enough to be recognized without these people, and now in a second conversation you're making me feel like without these people there was some lack in it, which means that no matter what we do, without these people in it, there is some form of lack. And I agree with Kobite on something he said, that these people, Stonebwoy and Shatta, when they are on it, their people vote. But there's also this notion, I don't know if it's just me, but if I am vying for, let's say Claire, presenter of the year, and you put me in the category with Sammy Flex and the Dusty, yes, I want to be at that position. But currently, I knowingly, like consciously, I will know that I may not win over someone like Andy Dusty and Sammy Flex. Not that I am not good enough. The fan base, the resources to make all of that work, it doesn't. But if a year comes and there's no Sammy Flex and the Dusty, and I'm paired with certain people in it, I can put my 100% on it, because I know there's some form of surety that I could win. Do you get it? So I'm saying that yes, these artists, they bring money on board, but the moments they were not in it too, there were artists that will fully come with their guns because they know that they can win this time. And some of them did, like Raskuku. He came this time knowing that, because Raskuku was pushing so much than other years that I've seen him, knowing that the reggae dancehall artist of the year is open, and the other ones too were doing the same. So like if it's just between Stonebwoy and Shatta, let's say 50,000, but now Jupiter or Episode and the other ones, Raskuku, they all felt like they had a chance. So if previously they were putting in just 10,000, this year they were all putting like 20 or 30 because they are all sure they can get it, and that also matches up to the money. So my point basically is to make them feel like you also deserve the attention, so let's celebrate you and forget these people. And in the next conversation, it sounds like without these people the scheme lacks something. It means that going forward is the scheme on the shoulders of just these two people. That's all I want to.
Okay, so thank you, Tilly. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Kobiche, and again thank you, Yao Gray. So I have an information here where Shatta has been quoted for saying that if they want them to be part of the scheme, he and Stonebwoy are ready to sit down to discuss some business with them. They want a share in the scheme.
Right now, the just recent scheme and right now more fraud, like it makes him feel say, it makes all of them feel say, oh okay, so mu here, oh and we have a bargaining chip. I was see Gina so near dinya de epe. Me watch what the mechana say. So admin you know say, let's say I'm not saying say they should have been banned for 2 years. I'm not saying that, but let's say a situation whereby they were banned for 2 years and a pandemic yama and I was near bigger and a year throw more and number who say in the award scheme, but the whole thing they say we feel say they deserve the honor into the year from, but and the other na it's more like say that is how I think the two artists are feeling now.
So you see them playing them back.
That's what I think. So when they say you need me now, and to hear me say any day, you have to make things right with me, and I say you have to do things my way. I was saying my way say inti me Shatta, I'm being honest. Like some things I used to fight over some time ago. No, I think that this is the right time to put everything on the table. Say if these things are going to work, because if Shatta wants them to talk, I beg, it shouldn't be about money. It should be about the young artists. Like, and maybe putting it in place at the end of the day, benefit to him. So some of the things he complained about, when he get to sit on the table with them, I think that he should address such issues.
And this demand of share from the scheme, where is this done? Is it done somewhere? Is there any history like that? So is there any precedent like that?
Share me who say just me. I take the share as a gimmick. Because
you see it as a gimmick.
Yeah, like that's how I see it. Me who they say they want the opportunity to discuss something serious with them. So the share, because like me who they say if I was Kim Nushim now say a shareholder like a conflicting, like it causes conflict of interest for her or into any possible, and they know say any, even if they don't know, I know say they have smart people around them or mama who say like any possible. So I think say any share particular no more can or can it's more like say yentenase ni enkasa ni unhawa I don't know ebe benefit me. I don't know if he ebe or can ebe benefit ye nyina dia. But man, right now I'm taking a say. Right now, me. So me no. A bed then idea would me be miss my benefit from it.
Why are you guys so sure Shatta House needs them? Maybe what rather they are looking for is peace, unity, and not just unyam. Last year, Omanyam Awards no. No, I'm asking you. Last year Omanyam Awards.
So brasa
I was sitting on the same table with Kobiche during last year's VGMA.
Okay.
It was still the same VGMAs that we've been attending.
Yes, Brasame. Kobiche can say me. Hey, Bia, Brasame. Oh, yeah, big man, be out too, baby. I will finish Shatta now, Stonebwoy. Tiebe, I was Nani Russia say, oh, daddy, I was his Stonebwoy. Into what the moment you heard the name, one more cheese. What did the merchant say? But the next time they came, you know, like Sika or the more, it wasn't up to that amount. But what did the merchant say? Into a honor, and Manipan who say, obey here, Sa Nipan will scheme no back. But I'm not saying me how or more put things out there. No, I'm not saying say Shatta House open so much as more because how they are putting things out there. No, honestly, say Omone Shatawali a team and Stonebwoy team and Kasai. I no more putting the thing like more putting them out there just like that. And that doesn't mean say you and only you say like we just want to make peace. Maybe what the meeting I say a situation where they get a sit down with them. That is where it's more like see young. So like say we can ask maybe on the mission. Me nominate one me nominate na media award nejai.
Okay, Tilly. Yes, you want to comment on the sharing bits, the one Shatta is demanding for that he and Stonebwoy they would want to get a share of the scheme before they would agree to be part of it.
There's nothing new under the sun. I'm sure. I've just not had time to review because this just came in, right? I'm sure there's something like that happening elsewhere. Because if there's
where an artist has a share,
the Fachi just told me that Taylor Swift has something like that. Yes, so
what are you saying?
The party is misleading me. Yeah.
There are some things you don't need to do any investigation or research.
Mr. Ba,
No. Like, wait.
Share in a word or share that word.
Tilly, hold it. Unless the person is not an artist.
Okay.
If you are a businessman and maybe have your investment in the scheme, you pump money somewhere. Maybe you do the how do we call it, the trophies for them, and I think, okay, after every sponsorship you get, I want this quota. That is fair. But as an artist who is also releasing songs, competing with other your colleague artists, and you are telling us,
okay, so clearly.
Okay, you hold it there for me. Let's see if we can do this. My brother Kwame Ajimambek, who is a management member of the Beam Nation team, or better still, Benetton Music, is on the line to supply some information to us. I'm sure this will be useful for the discussion after talking to Robert Gla. Kwame, good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Big man, how are you doing today?
Bigger man, I'm very well.
And are you in Ghana? Because I know you guys, you keep moving in and out of the country.
Ghana,
okay, now you are speaking officially as a Beam management member. Can we start on this premise?
That's correct.
Perfect. We have spoken to Robert Clark right now, who speaks for Shatta House on the re-invitation of Stonebwoy. Now, let me be very maybe straight on Stonebwoy alone, because you are speaking from his camp. But the re-invitation of Stonebwoy into the VGMAs, and as a team or as a firm, we want to know whether you guys have also seen this invitation and what you think about it.
Hello.
Yes, Kwame.
Okay. Yes. If I heard you correctly, you were asking if we've also seen issued by Shatta House or the board with regards to our introduction or admitting into the onto the scheme, right?
Exactly what I asked. Hello, Kwame. Okay. Jata, try to get him again. I'm interested in this conversation. I really want to listen to what Kwame will say. Tilly, you want to continue, right?
Yeah, I'm saying that in a way, this thing comes a long way to cement what I was saying previously. What I was saying about the scheme making it, or making them aware that they are needed, because once people know that you need them, then they can also now give you some form of leverage. It's a leverage, exactly, leverage for them to also now put in their requests. However, whether, sorry to say, preposterous it is, they feel like once you need them.
Okay, maybe hold on to the preposterous. Kwame, welcome once again.
Thank you, bro.
Is it clear now? Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay, so can we continue?
Yes.
Hello, Kwame.
I can hear you.
Yeah, so can we listen to you? You were talking before we went off. Can you continue with what you were saying?
I mean, yes, we all have seen the statement put out by Shatta House or the board. And before we proceed, I would want to know if Mr. Robert speaks for the board or Shatta House, because the impression is like they are two different companies.
Yeah, for now he speaks for Shatta House.
Okay. Okay, so we've seen the statement issued by the board.
Okay.
And so yes, we have seen it.
Okay, and what is your response to the letter or the statement from the board? What is your response as a team?
In fact, we were together yesterday up to late. So it's been a while, and we're trying to catch up and reconcile events that have panned out throughout the period that Akin was away and it's now back home. We give thanks to God. But you see, we as a team are yet to take a position officially because, and I'm granting this interview out of respect to Zylofon Media and to you, Sammy, and your panelists, because, and of course listeners, because you have reached out, so we ought to speak. Now, the bit about the content of the statement issued by the board, and then how we got to find, it for ourselves in the public. Of course, I mean, it doesn't sit well. It wouldn't sit well with any serious person. But then again, this is somebody who is putting together his event. This is what they do. So if this is how they go about it, we might have our reservations, especially since it was, we were mentioned in there. You understand? So they have their rights and their ways. But we also have respect and dignities, and we think that it could have been handled better. So if they have put it out there like this, and saying that if parties involved so desire, if we, when we so desire, we could put them out there in the street, make they go find them. You understand? Because they know where to find us. You understand? And these are serious brands. I mean, luckily for them, they are, I mean, the board members, it's not like they are Chinese and we don't know them. They are human beings, very, astute, proven people. And collectively, if they can come together and put out a statement which, in our view, carries this level of content to stakeholders whom without you do not have an event. This is not a Stonebwoy Shatta thing. It could happen to any musician, any intellectual property holder who could be considered. Yeah. It takes two to tango. So, to begin with, when they were banning them, they put the statement out there. Okay? Ideally and respectfully, I mean, it's your scheme, it's your product. If you want to disassociate or ban somebody from your scheme, at least you reach out to the person one-on-one. This is a corporate institution. I would want to be Shatta House. You understand? So you reach out to them privately before you go out and then put it there. I mean, if the president wants to sack a minister, the communication is respectfully relayed to the person involved before it goes out. Exactly. You understand? If you want to resign from government, you reach out to the president, that Major Ejumano, before you go out. I mean, these are basic, courtesies that we extend or accord each other. So on that premise alone, we are not happy. But if it's regards to our position, whether we would so desire, I can tell you that as of this morning, Beam Nation, Benetton Music Group has not made or has not staked a claim with regards to the way forward, because the other parties, it's quite a huge family, and we need to consult some more.
I see. Now, Kwame, once again, talking to Robert Clark, he made us aware that there has been some 1 or 2 negotiations, that is the board and the artist involved, that you guys were even in touch before the official release came out last week. And as a team member, I don't know if you are aware there has been any communication between your firm and their house.
Yes, I am aware. I am aware that overtures were made. You understand? But you see, luckily for all of us, we are family. Behind, I mean, when we drop our cloaks of officialdom or portfolios, I mean, I can always walk to Sammy's house and eat my fufu and walk away. Do you understand? Yeah. So that doesn't mean that if there is anything beyond our familiarities, Zylofon, or I can take Zylofon for granted, or Sammy can take my company for granted. Do you understand? So, in as much as there's been some communications between or from persons within the house and then our outfit, nothing conclusively was reached.
Okay.
You understand? It might have ended up being maybe Shatta House wanting an artist from Benetton for a concert. You understand?
Yeah.
But I can say on authority that no conclusion was arrived at in any of those deliberations. So it cannot be cited.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. This Ghana will be 70 or 100 years in a couple of weeks' time. And we cannot be doing the same thing.
Kwame Day 64. Kwame Day 64, not 70 and 100.
Oh, okay. We cannot be doing the same old pre-colonial, post-colonial things and expect the same results. So if they are not willing to learn from mistakes of the past, I think that they ought to be called to order that, listen, it is not petty. It is important that you accord the right respect to your partners. Every musician is a partner to what they do. Without those partners, everybody will stay in their homes and watch videos on YouTube.
I see. Now, Kwame also asked Mr. Robert Clark whether the absence of Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale caused the scheme in a way. So I'm also asking you. So we hear that you guys were not part of the scheme. Did the team feel at any point in time like they were losing something or they lost something?
Stonebwoy, the last time I checked, has had in unprecedented fashion the biggest album out of Africa. World acclaimed, critically reviewed out there. So, I mean, in spite of all the issues that dogged his steps within the previous year under review, 2020, God never left Benetton Music Group. So, if, and with all due respect to, how many years, 40-something-year-old award scheme. How old is Shatta House, the award scheme?
The award scheme will be 20. They will be doing the 21st.
20-something-year-old experience award scheme. Yes, we give it to them. But you see, they do not play the role of God. Do you understand? So again, the numbers are there for anybody to fetch and educate themselves with regards to progress that Stonebwoy in particular has made within the year. If anybody wants to cite it as a blip in his career, it's not even a conversation. Do you understand? Yes. I mean, no disrespect to years that we've been part of the scheme and, I mean, what our fans voted for us with their hard-earned monies that if Shatta House one day decides to come clean or, I mean, lay to bear on us the details of where what monies go, we'll find out that Stonebwoy and his fans contributed financially to the healthy status of this award scheme by voting with their own money. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So these are not just minnows that you can discard. But if you are discarding them, it is not because you have any will over their careers or their art. Yeah, so in a direct answer to your question, I wouldn't say that without VGMAs, we have lost. No.
All right. Thank you so much, Kwame Ajimabeko, for talking to us. And we are still monitoring. If there is any change of plans in the next few days, please keep us in the know. Let's see how best we can also digest it. Yeah?
Oh, Sammy, listen. When plans changed at the high office of Shatta House, you found it out in the media. Do you understand?
Exactly.
You see, I mean, conventional wisdom is such that when they go low, you go high. So I'm not, but you see, sometimes it is quite. When you look at the contempt, you go like, should we pay them back in their own coin?
I know that this is the question everyone is asking around both camps.
Do you understand? When very matured, grown, old men and women sit and then they decide to trivialize the way things are supposed to be done, then you ask yourself whether you, the child, should pay them back. But, I mean, when we get to the bridge, we'll see.
We will surely cross it. Thanks, Kwame. We'll be talking again after this, yeah?
It's a pleasure, my brother.
Jumani Bedio, Shatta House is in for trouble. I'm not seeing a peaceful ending. Yeah, I'm not seeing this ending in peace. I'm not seeing this ending in peace. Not very soon. Okay, I'll send me the last story and Sunday upon Timonia quick.
I was wrapping up.
Okay,
Yeah, let me speak fast so that it goes fast. So I'm just saying that now that you made me feel like I am that important to your scheme, now I also have to give you ultimatums or things that will favor me because I have leverage now, and that is what Shatta, Wale and Stonebwoy are doing. Now, it could also be that this is a way to respectfully bow out of the scheme and still maintain relationship with them. Because then if you call me and I say I won't come, then it's
they are too young to bow out from the scheme.
Okay, yeah, but if it is
too young to bow out from the scheme.
If it is, it could also be that it's just a way of saying that, you know what, me, my brother, I don't think I need you. You have proven that you need me, cool, but I don't need you. But I still have relationship with you because you are a very big or good institution or powerful institution. So I am giving you an ultimatum that I know you won't accept. Then I can say that media friend me na me see me about, but na me see me per se. Mo na mo intimi meeting. Moving forward on other conversations we can have it, but on the me involving myself in your award fully because you couldn't meet my demands, that is why we have left. So it's a way, to me, I see it as a way of exiting in peace. And I also see it as I don't know why, somebody like Shatta, Wale in particular, I see it as an end game for him.
End game for the VGMA?
No, for Shatta Wale, not like end game, as in like it's ending him.
No, you mean end game with the VGMAs?
No, as in like end game career wise. Because Shatta Wale has spoken. No, I'm coming. Let me explain endgame well. Yes, I say Shatta Wale has always said that he would love to leave the music scene and then do some form of grooming, proper, like leave legacies. So that I say it's in the system, man, are fading out. He wants to leave legacies. To me, I feel like wanting a share in such an award scheme. If in the next 3-4 years, Shatta Wale says he's not even doing recording, active music, this is another big way to go, like being a shareholder in an award scheme.
So that one, he has to first of all announce that he stopped releasing songs.
Yes, so it could be, as I said, his end plan. I saying something, something, end game is actually a correct word. I just want to explain so people don't get confused.
No, if people be confused, then it means it's not right.
Okay, no, I said I want to, the way I said end game, like the reaction, so it could mean that's what I'm explaining further. So I would leave music. Someone like what's her name, Becca, she's not doing active recording. Yes, however, she has started a spa and she's doing it. Shatta Wale might not do active recording, but then having a share in a music institution like the VGMA could also mean that he is still part of the active conversation of music, just that he's not recording. So it could be his end game or end plan to keep something going or his legacy going, even though he might have stopped active recording. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you, Tilly and Mr. Che. You wrap up now. Assembly will Swedroom, Pesa Yanko quick. And Komubi Kosu Swedroom.
So let me also try and correct Tilly. The end plan, our Kasobina Shen, and no, or you're doing your share. Oh, I was scheming. Let's establish that. I'm trying to find kind of plans now. No, but to have a share in our idea.
Mr. Che, after listening to Kwame Ajimabeko,
so let me speak. I think so.
Do you see war?
Yes, because we started conversation now. If you do, baby, no. That's an intonation, no. It was really boiling up, and it was due to respect. Because both Shatta has an office, secretariat, big officer, and all of them say like he's taking his brand to a next level. And yet he say artist now can say, Charlie, we will show pass through, we will show bra, yanko. He has taken the craft to a different level, like Hove, like Jay-Z level. You pass through process, book at time. Michelle Shatta. Okay, bra 15th of March. That is how Shatta and Stonebwoy are running their office now. Now say to say that scenario don't mind. Your friend say Yabeko, right? Ajimabeko. Say what say you minister before. Now if you are minister communication and information minister, they are able to say minister way. You know, a brand minister no your way. No, it is never done. You need to respect the office. So you understand? Internal sign it. Let's have a concrete conversation with these two parties to know their stand. Then you can employ it in your press release to know. Say okay, maybe I know Makasa. Say in going forward. No say the person yes. I think that will really help. But say what two parties they are not aware. Shatta wasn't aware. Now for the press release at all. And you set the whole country ablaze. You said their fan base like everybody. Keep thinking.
In fact, listening to Kwame Ajimabeko, I feel the guys are in for war. Yeah. Listening to him, everything he said this morning tells me that they are not cool. They are just even speaking with some kind of respect to maybe the platforms or the board.
But they do everything on our board and say
no, they are not cool. It's obvious them vex.
Yes. I think saying going forward, no. But
I think Shatta House is not handling this well.
Yes, the communication is really poor.
How they are going about this?
The communication is
because it is the same question I think I was asking Robert Clark earlier. That did you find a way to get the letters to these people themselves? He said, oh no, but we were in conversation. And Kwame Ajimabeko said yes. They have been in conversation, but then it could be on other matters.
Exactly.
Maybe you want them for a gig. Maybe you want them to do this for you. That is the kind of conversation we are having. But on the lifting of the ban or the re-invitation, that is not the kind of conversation we are having.
To connect to what you are saying, also be Robert, I can say, Shatta has even booked them for Nungwa event. It's a Mujina in Nungwa event, and I said,
all is well.
All is well. I don't know that.
Yes. Me who say, I'm reach out to these people personally. These people would have felt so important. That is how I no, like I'm not saying they are not important.
The reputation alone makes them feel important.
No, say no person say that's what I think. So a person say I don't know who free muno and affect yes I'm putting it out there. Opa, it's more like that. It's because Omun is all for say Antenasia. And what now man say, ye way mommy. On the mission, but if I put it out there, no and honestly, Omar expected say this was going to be the reaction from at least Stonebwoy. What's the mention? Because they thought say Stonebwoy Shatawale dear on Obe Canadian natural, but they thought say that's what I'm thinking. Say they thought say someone like Stonebwoy Ebejiatum. What's the mention? But honestly, he's a big artist. And based on how big he is, he will expect some level of respect. At least Ugu Nenimase. Or yeah, bonnet dear, but you disgraced him. So like until you don't expect it to have it your own way. But as I said, and they have a reason for doing what they did.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.